Did you see where Fat Joe did an interview and he told a story about witnessing like an award show or something, and that Suge was at the inside of the door, and that people attending just were taking off their watches and jewelry and handing it to him, and that how scared and terrified people were back in the day of Suge when he talks about that?
Cool and Dre, who I discovered super producers, they went to the BMI Awards here in LA, and they were going in the entrance, and it looked like it was the way to get in. And so all the other producers, writers, everybody was online, famous people, right? It was all there. So then Cool and Dre noticed as they were getting closer to the line that every artist was taking off their earrings, their watches, their chains, and it was Suge Knight sitting in a chair collecting everybody's jewelry, and they were like giving it up professionally. Yeah, earrings too, guys. Take them off, take off your... This really happened. There's no cap. This really happened.
Shout out Fat Joe. Man, I like Fat Joe. For Fat Joe, I like what Fat Joe. I know I like everything, and I always say I don't like New York niggas and all that. Y'all know I just be capping, clickbaiting, fucking with y'all. Fat Joe, I can tell y'all New York niggas I like. I like Fat Joe. I like Irv Gotti now. I love 50 Cent. Everything that he does. Never met 50 Cent, but love what he does from a distance. So when I'm talking that don't like New York and all of that shit, that's just rich, being rich. Because that ain't true. But anyway, shout out Fat Joe. I heard that story. God damn. Joe, I think Joe just a great storyteller. You know, you got some dudes that just tell good stories and know how to put it on it, put tens on it. And I like what I like about Steph Joe. He never talked bad about Suge in any of his interviews. Man, I met Joe a few times with the Realest. Him and the Realest have a great relationship. Realest and him, when he was running with Team Dime, Mike Bibby, the basketball player, and them, they all had a great relationship. Remember, we talked to them for a while at the 2006 NBA Finals in Miami, when I had the Realest and we was all out there. But I have to preference shit, right? Because that don't make sense, y'all. Niggas are bitches, yeah. As we heard from Jamie Foxx when he said how Snoop and them ran out the back door when he came. And, niggas used to exit because they didn't want to be around that bullshit, They didn't want to be getting extorted. Big U and Suge were out there in the mid-2000s. When I'm talking about 2005, 2006, 2008, they were making niggas pay. Everybody. And making niggas pay. Might be a little later. Might be 2006, 2007. But, and they used to play good cop, bad cop. Suge would press one dude, Big U would go and be the savior. Big U would press one dude, Suge would go be the savior. Those niggas were, that's why those niggas are tight. They still partners, I believe. But my point is, that don't make sense, y'all. Where niggas just coming at a door, Suge standing there with a tub or whatever, and people just dropping their jewelry in the tub. I mean, I hate to take the story. It might happen to one person or something like that, but a line, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. But which one y'all want to believe? So y'all believe stories like that, but then y'all believe stories where Suge always getting punked by all the gang members in LA. The Bloods, the Bounty Hunters love telling stories where they punk and Suge. I mean, I know I'm getting tore up in the comment section. Why are you hating? Why? That's the man's story. That's the man's story. Because I speak the real. That just don't make sense. Niggas ain't that much of bees. Gonna sit there, man, you have to kill me to make me take off my jewelry and all of that and put it in a thing. Yeah, it can happen once. You might get one nigga. But me to stand in a line for that to happen? All right, y'all. Shout out Fat Joe. I know all y'all gonna say, nigga always hating and trying to rewrite people's story. Does it make sense to y'all? If that makes sense to y'all, if y'all could really sit there and say, oh yeah, I believe that. I believe that. I would like to. We used to have something called the CTBS scores in California. We used to have to take every year. Y'all remember the CTBS scores, y'all? I don't know what they call them now. I would love to see your reading and your comprehension scores on the CTBS test if y'all believe stories like that. So y'all gotta remember, y'all, YouTube makes people put extras on stories and stuff like that so y'all can view it. I'm guilty of it. I do a lot of things, say a lot of things. Y'all be like, oh, that nigga gonna have a blood pressure and you go, man, a lot of that's an act. I don't, very few shit gets me upset. Very few. My wife about the only one that can push my buttons, to be honest. And my daddy. My mama, she just sat there and be like, all right, uh-huh. So there's very few people in my life can that really, my son pisses me the fuck off. Want to knock the shit out of him one day. That's when I'm going to go to jail one day. Got a feeling. 22-year-old, I guess I just don't like you young motherfuckers at all. Knock his ass out one day. And this fist gets good enough, what's going to happen? Guarantee y'all. But and it's coming back. It's coming back, y'all. So all you haters, that COVID didn't knock the nigga out. But anyway, get back on track. I shout out Fat Joe once again. I got enough enemies on YouTube and enough negative people. But I call Cap on that story. You know what? Not Cap. Cap is when you just outright lie. I know I don't have no business. I'm too old to be using the word cap, but I'll be trying to relate to you motherfuckers. But, so cap is not the word. What's the word that we say? I forgot what we say, other than lie or exaggerated. Okay, I'll say, I think that was a little bit exaggerated by Fat Joe. I just can't see that happening. I don't believe that was happening. And like I said, if it happened, he just probably saw one person and he probably jetted out the back door and figured that's what was going on. But no, I don't think shit would do anything to Fat Joe because we always love Fat Joe around here. Yeah. Yeah.